understand about Ellen, which people don't understand. Ellen was the executive producer of the show. There are many shows where the host is just a hired hand, and then you give them a task. They have no clue what's going on behind the scenes. As an executive producer on the show, she's the one who made all the rules. These were her rules that Ed was following.
Wow. So is this
Yeah.
a well-known thing in Hollywood?
Yes, it is.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago. Live Feed is brought to you by thebullyexposed.com, a 501c3 nonprofit organization geared at helping survivors of bullying, so let them help you. Also brought to you by Traveling Tech Teacher for all your digital resources. You're going to want to check out travelingtechteacher.com. So we're going to continue with Ellen versus Muskat. We're going to go through a little more of this this audio from ex-producer Ellen Muskat. We're going to also go into a few other things that have been going on. Mindful with Movement 8. Thank you for joining the show. Let me get our usual crowd in here. See if we can get some people that told me they wanted to be part of the show. Let's see. Oops. Hello. Hello, Princess. Thank you for joining the show. I was just about to invite you in. I don't know what's wrong with my... Come on. I can't find somebody. SK. I'm missing someone. Let's see. Alright, so I invited some people in. Hello, Princess. Thank you for joining the show. Tell me your opinion on what you think is happening with the Ellen, what's going on with Ellen. And it's really funny because people are really starting to call her like Ellen degenerate and stuff like that. See, when you foster, and I'm not saying that's right, that's not cool, but when you foster or you let any type of bullying, and I'm not saying that's what happened with Ellen, but if you let any type of bullying creep up into your workplace or into your home, it goes rampant. Okay, it goes rampant, and that's why it's so important not to let any kind of bullying get into your home. But I do want to read something that one of our followers said the other day. They were talking about the situation with Ellen, and they got a few people. Sergeant Kobe, thank you for joining the show. Pico is in the house. What's up, Pico? Conchiwa. I don't know why I can never say it all at once. Sophie, thank you for joining the show. Conchiwa Rico Chan. Thank you guys for joining the show. I want women to chime in. We're going to talk about sexual abuse, and I really want women to chime in on this. Okay, but first I wanted to say that one of our followers talked about the situation that was going on with Ellen, and Pico's asking what is today's topic. Today's topic is we're going to talk a little bit more about what's going on with Ellen. We're going to talk about sexual abuse, and we're going to start the show by talking about something that happened to one of our fellow friends, right? Even though you might not know the person, they're our fellow friends. They're a follower of mine, so they should be friends of yours. Bullying Pupit, thank you for joining the show. So she talked about the Ellen Show, and a bunch of people were giving her a hard time because she was staying neutral. You know, she said some things that were against Ellen. She said some things that were with Ellen. The people didn't like the part that she said against Ellen. Little Big Voice, thank you. Big Little Voice Books, thank you for joining the show. So I decided to put something out there myself. I'm going to tell you guys what I said in a moment. Um, but first, I want to tell you what she said to me. She said, "Thank you so much for your comment. I've been receiving a lot of negative and hurtful things from Ellen fans for my um, for my post about Ellen. They were saying that I was the one spreading hate and bullying her. I tried to be as kind as possible, but I do think she was bullying people. The day I posted it was really hard. So thanks again. They seem to have moved on, but don't be surprised that they won't start saying mean things to you." Uh, and then she says, "Have a great day." Well, bullies, you're not gonna hurt my feelings because I just don't care about what bullies have to say. Nothing bullies can say is gonna get to me. That's one. Two, I felt that she was very even killed about the whole thing. Like I said, she said positive things about Ellen. She said negative things about Ellen. It's just that some people put people on this pedestal and they can't see them sometimes doing any kind of evil, whether the evil is right there in front of their face. And I think that's what we got here. We got celebrities now saying that Ellen was mean. Um, you got celebrities saying that she was great. Yeah, sure. Someone like Morgan. I'm not saying that Morgan Freeman said anything. I don't know who the celebrities were, and I don't care to look up what celebrities are on the side of Ellen and what aren't on the side of Ellen. I just know this: someone like Tom Hanks, someone like who did I just mention? Morgan Freeman, right? She's not going to say anything negative to them. Someone that's maybe a B list advocate. I mean not advocate. Celebrity. She might treat like crap because she's the top tier. I give her that. Ellen is the top tier. She's very funny. Not taking that away from her. I love her stand up. I used to love her other show. I forget the other name of it. I think it was the Ellen DeGeneres show too. She's fantastic. She is. But if she's a person that behind closed doors bullies people, that's not cool. Oof, Brianna is on the show all the way from Australia. Thank you for joining the show. So let me see if I can find my comment real quick. It's basically the same thing I said yesterday. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Give me some time. Talk among yourselves. Go get yourself a drink, stuff like that. Okay, I said according to ex-producer Helen Muskat, who we heard in the beginning of the show, Ellen was the executive producer of the show, and she knew what was going on, and she fostered the culture of fear, according to her. So allegedly, I have heard the interview with Miss Muskrat, the one I played in the beginning, and she sounds trustworthy to us because I'm speaking for the Bully Exposed and me. Very interesting story. These people have nothing to gain by speaking up and everything to lose for speaking up. I have heard lots of horror stories from people who are friends that work in Hollywood. The few sets that I've been lucky enough to work on were great places to work, and kudos to the team for fostering good workplace behavior. It's time to put an end to this type of behavior in the workplace, even if it's someone we love. Great job, Ms. Muskrat, and to all who came out and spoke up, because that's very hard. So that's what I have to say. So to this person, she knows who she is. I hope you're looking at this video. And I'm going to say to you, you were very fair. You were very even keeled about the whole video. A lot of people are going to bully you because you are very young. You got to stand up to them, stick your ground. And the way I look at life is you always try your best to tell the truth. That way you don't have to remember what lie did I tell, how do I recover from it. You always tell the truth, and as long as you always tell the truth, who cares what these knuckleheads are saying on Instagram or any other freaking what is it? Any other social media app. Sorry, guys, lost my train of thought there for a moment. Um, so, oh, I gotta find this. I hope I'm able to find this now. Um, I wanted to find my notes from the other day. Boy, let's see. Oh, so sorry about that. Talks among yourself again. Get to know each other. Brianna, how are you doing today? Everyone in the room, tell me how you feeling. Smash that heart. Let me know how you're doing today. What are your thoughts? I want to hear some of you guys' thoughts on this. You know, I'm shocked and it's sad because I remember, like I said yesterday, I remember Ellen being one of the for on her show when she came out on her show, and she came out and people were like, you know, that's terrible that she came out. The girl who played her love interest, the actress who played her love interest, couldn't find work for like 2 years after she played the lesbian on her show. So why are you, Ellen, if this is true, why are you now turning around and being that evil person? You should understand what it's like to be judged and to be bullied. Um, she should, and unfortunately, she has not. And I cannot find my notes for, damn, for what is for my notes about sexual bullying. Let's see, we do have Brianna. Thank you, Brianna, for being the first. She says, I was at school today and we did a experiment type things. So we got a piece of paper and wrapped it into a ball and unwrapped it to see what bullying does to people. Yes, I've seen that before. Very good. And yeah, I don't know if what I said makes sense. It does. It makes a lot of sense. Jake, thanks for joining the show. I'm going to show everybody what she's talking about. I'm going to have old notes sitting here. So she's talking about you take a piece of paper and treating the paper this way is like bullying someone. Yeah, you can pull it out. You can kind of make it even and try to make it as best as you can. But guess what? The paper is still crinkled. The paper still has bends in it, and it's still hurting. If you do that enough times, this paper is just gonna start getting holes and crumbling up. And this is your heart. This is your self-esteem. All right, it's not smooth anymore. It's got a bunch of wrinkles in it. It's not smooth anymore. That's what she's talking about. It's a very good analogy. Good job there. And let's see, someone started a Q&A. Awesome. Oh, Pico started a Q&A. So let's see what Pico has to say. Or Rico-chan, what Rico-chan has to say. Domo arigato, Nico-chan. East Asian people should not fetishize Asian women because that made Rico-chan very disturbed. Can you go more into detail for me?
Even before I started working there in 2003, people would say to me, even from her stand-up comic days, my husband's a sitcom writer, my friends are stand-up comics, so I'm around this whole comedy world, and I was like, I don't know, she's so funny. You watch the Ellen sitcom, and then I watched the promo for the Ellen show before it premiered. They showed me like the teaser reel. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a hit. She's just so funny, which she is. I mean, she's truly talented. She, finding Nemo and she's Dory. And I have a little girl now. She's older, my daughter. So yeah, I mean, it was known, but you don't want to believe it.
Yes, and that's Miss Hella Muskat, again, ex-producer. I accidentally hit the button. I thought for a minute, hey, wait a minute. Somebody's talking on my show without permission. How dare they? And I was going to get upset for a minute. Then I realized, oh, I hit the play button by mistake. So let's see. Big little voice book says, Do it with um, a 20 note, a $20 note. The note doesn't lose its value just because it's crumpled up. That's true. So we shouldn't lose our value just because we're crumpled up. Is that what you mean? Very good. Good job. I don't know if that's what you meant, but that's what we're rolling with. That's how we do it here on the show. That's what we're rolling with. So let's see. Pico also goes on to say what Rico Chan meant is non-Eastern Asian people stop teasing Eastern Asian people with sexual words because that made Rico uncomfortable. Okay. So non-Eastern. What's a non-Eastern? Like an American person? I would assume. Yeah, Tully's working today, so Tully won't be on the show. We are gonna miss him, but his beautiful daughter's on the show. So be sure to tell your dad we missed you. And I can't. I'm sorry, guys. I can't find my notes that I had for sexual bullying. Oh man, I'm so mad at myself. I don't know what I did with those notes. They see we did a show on sexual bullying, and then I lost. I mean, for some reason it didn't upload to YouTube, so that's why we're doing the show again. But now I forgot where I put my notes. Ah, I hate that. And this is a live show, so now I look like a big dummy. I look like damn unorganized. Dude, you're unorganized. So, sexual bullying. Can anyone out there tell us what is sexual bullying and their outlook of it? You know, it's an American person. Yeah, an American person. You know, Pico, please tell Rico Chan that not all Americans are like that. Unfortunately, most are. You know, most are, and it's a shame. You know, people. This is what I was trying to say with Ellen. You have. I have. I will admit it. I have all types of friends. Everyone. You know, Asians. Excuse me. Latinos, African Americans, white Americans. They all. You know, I've always met people that are like, oh, Asians, blah, oh, Asians. You know what? Stop. You know, and it's very, and I get very mad when people of color do it because it was like, wait a minute, didn't someone ever say to you that blah, you shouldn't be here, you're not an American? If you're Latino, right? They say a lot of Latinos are stealing jobs from other people. You know, they say African Americans are lazy. They you know, Muslims or they got their stories for them. Everybody's got a story for someone, and people of color should not be doing what was done to them to other races. And unfortunately, that's what happens, and that's why when Asian people or people that are different, they go, I didn't have a good time in New York because if a white person came by, they treated me wrong. If a black person came by, they treated me wrong. If a Latino person came by, they treated me wrong. And it's very few people that you meet that treat you right in New York, and that's a shame. You guys didn't meet me. If you would have met me in New York, you would have had a good time with me because I would have talked to you and I would have wanted to learn about your culture and tell you about our culture and all that. But unfortunately, there are very few people like me in America. They truly are, and I know I'm gonna get a whole bunch of, oh, you're so full of yourself again. Well, you know what you can do with that. I'm not saying that to toot my horn. I'm saying that because it's true. When I see a person that might be lost, or you know, even if they're American, they're just not from New York. They might be from, you know, Alabama or something, and they're lost in New York, and they want to figure out how to get to the Empire State Building. I help them. You know, a lot of New Yorkers help out as well. But there are some that are dumb that no, figure it out for yourself. I had to figure it out when I moved here or whatever, and that's a shame that people are like that. We should be there to help each other. Oof, it's Brianna says, my dad is very happy that you know about Hamilton because when I showed him that you said you know what Hamilton is, he smiled. Awesome. Yeah, I love Hamilton. The creator is a Puerto Rican, just like me. So we you know in Puerto Rico we tend to, not everybody, but again, not everybody, but the culture is set to help everyone out, you know, and so that's why I'm definitely talking about Hamilton. But I'm working on that, guys. I'm working on the rap part. I will give you guys just a small taste. All right, just a small taste. I'm like thinking what part, you know. I don't know if I just want to start at the beginning. I'm going to get a scholarship to King's College. I know I shouldn't brag, but damn, amazed and astonished. That's it. That's all you guys get. I'll give you when I get it all. The first verse. I'm just doing the first verse. When I get the first verse down, I will definitely let you guys know. But that's all you get for now. My phone glitched a bit. Oh, so what? You missed my rap? Is that what you're saying? My you missed my rap? But man, it's getting dark. I gotta spell out my name. I am the ALEXNADER. We are meant to be. That's it. That's all you guys get. You have to wait till I get it down. I can't believe this. I am so embarrassed, guys. I lost my notes for bullying, for the sexual bullying. So I guess I'm gonna have to do that another time. So let's
So now you start working
listen in.
there, and the average person, who's not in the industry would say, "Well, why don't you quit?" You can't quit. You basically do love your job, but it's not easy to find other work when you're.
I do want to chime in on that. I never tell someone who's being bullied to quit. If they're being bullied at work, they're being bullied at school. Oh, quit the school, go to another school. Never tell a bully that, and that is not the thing to do. It's not. You know, for me, this is just me. I'm not telling anyone else how to live, but for me, if I worked at McDonald's and I was being bullied, I would quit in a minute. No, no thought about it. The time that I was bullied by that nonprofit organization, I quit like that. I didn't think twice about it. I quit instantly. Why? Because I volunteered to help my community. If the organization festers and breeds a culture of bullying, I don't want any part of that. There's no thinking about it. But when I have a job, where I make whatever it is that I might make, I'm not going to throw numbers out, a large amount of money, and a bully's trying to get me out, no. So never tell a bully to quit their job. So sexual bullying is when you bully someone and it's sexually orientated. That's what that is. So guys, please never tell women that bullying doesn't exist. All right, sexual bullying doesn't exist. That's the worst thing you could do. I said this so many times. Some people would never sexually abuse anyone or sexually bully anyone, and that's great and that's terrific. But that doesn't give you guys the right to say that sexual bullying doesn't exist, and even women too. If a guy says he was sexually bullied, don't say, well, you're a guy. Guys don't get sexually bullied. Don't say that. Everyone can be sexually bullied. Okay? So that's the number one thing you shouldn't do to any type of victim is say that they did not go through what they said they went through. That's very important. I remember that on my notes, and that was very important thing that I said that the notes said. Oh, I do want to tell you that we are teaming up with a company that's going to allow us to um, do subscriptions, and we're going to be able to offer subscriptions, and in that subscription, we're gonna put parts of the show that might be too vulgar for Instagram, and we're gonna do special events, especially once this COVID starts and I start working on set again. I'm gonna do live feed show. Well, not live feeds. I'm gonna do shows to put on our subscription channel so that you can see behind the scenes of um, of a TV set, or well, not a TV set, but a movie set and stuff like that. Whatever we might be working on, if it's on a film. So be sure to follow us on that. 100% of the proceeds from the subscription, the paid subscription, is going to go to the bullyexposed.com. None of it's going to go to me, all to the Bully Exposed. So please support that. Because the other day, and it was okay. The other day, the show did get a little vulgar. We were talking about body parts of men, and it got a little vulgar. It might be a little too vulgar for Instagram. So I'm gonna take those kind of shows and I'm gonna put them on that. And I'm also thinking of doing shows where we can talk about whatever we want. We can curse. We can talk about whatever we want, and those go into the subscription. That way, people can talk about whatever they want to talk about. Because some people do want to talk about stuff, they have told me, but they're afraid to talk about it on the show because they think kids are listening, and some kids might be listening. So yeah, definitely. So join me with that. Once that gets launched, I will let you guys know. Please support us. It's not going to be a lot of money. Okay, I'm not going to charge you guys a lot of money to do that. Okay, it's going to be just a few bucks so we can keep the donations flowing. Because remember, every nonprofit needs donations flowing in. No donations, there's no nonprofit. No nonprofit, there's no live feed with your host, Richard Santiago. So not profits, donations do need to come in. So let's see. Princess says, Easter was my kitten's birthday. Oh, well, happy birthday to your kitten that passed away last year. Oh, I'm sorry. The one that passed away last year. Oh, okay. Rico Chan. Rico Chan is very quiet. What does she have to say about everything that I said? I am so upset. I'm still trying to see if I can find my notes. I do apologize about that, guys, but let's listen in.
You're the sole provider of your family at that time. So
When she's
put
winning
up
all
with
these,
suck it up.
yeah, when she's winning all these awards, how does it make you feel?
Well, she's deserving of the award. Are you talking about the awards like the Emmys?
Yeah, and then
Well, she's deserving of an Emmy because she worked for that.
Yeah.
But if you're telling me she's going to get an award for humanitarian and being this great person, no, she's not deserving of that. Like I'm saying, there's two
I
Ellen.
agree with
there's
that.
the Ellen that people see in front of the camera and the Ellen people see behind the camera. First of all, she doesn't like children in the office. The parents, the kid has a day off and they're not like, bratty little screaming kids. They're just, regular, well-behaved kids. Parents were bringing their kids into the office. It was normal to have your child in your office doing their homework or sitting in the commissary. My boss, Ed, comes in, and Andy, and they were like, and my daughter only came a few times, and she was 12 at the time, and they said to me, don't bring your kid around. Ellen doesn't want kids in the office.
Wow. I thought she had a kid with her girlfriend. I guess not. I guess she's not one of the people that want to have kids. That's crazy. Huh. Well, that's a shame. That really is a shame. And like I said, the main thing that I really dislike about this whole thing is that she was not treated very well as a person of the LGBT community, and she should know how to act properly and how to give back in a positive way to everything that she had to deal with. Not your simple uh, aesthetic. Thank you for joining the show. Where are you from? Oh, they already left. Oh well. I took too long to address them. Man, I swear, I don't know what I did with these notes. I'm really upset with myself about that. I don't know where those notes are. Well, so we're still making it with this show, and maybe we'll talk about abuse with that a little later as well. So we'll come back to that. So, what's going on, Princess? How you been? Talked to your brother lately? A lot of people don't have a lot to say about this Ellen situation. Wow, I'm really surprised about that. I thought you guys would have a lot to say about the Ellen situation. But, some people have voiced their opinion about sexual bullying with me, that it still does exist in the workplace. And I hope that change is coming very soon, because it's about time. Women, people of color, it's time to stand up and make your voices heard. I think we're doing a good job about that. And we should keep that up. My man has helped me through a lot. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. And Pico must have got knocked out. I know he has bad reception where he's at. My brother's doing well, says Princess. Great. I'm glad to hear that. Oh, sorry guys. It's pretty late here. So I'm glad to hear that your brother's doing well. That's good. That's good. And again, great job. He's thank him for his service, because he's serving in the army right now. So that's really good. So, yeah, I'm really interested on what's the outcome of all this Ellen fiasco that's going on. A lot of people say that it's the end of the show now. That this has marked the end of Ellen. Wow. Not the end of the show. It's not the end of Ellen. I'm sure she's got enough supporters. She starts going and doing her, what is it? Stand up, going back to stand up, she'll be all right. She creates a new show. I think she'll be all right. But a lot of people say that they think that it is the end of Ellen as we know it. And fair is fair. If we're gonna do what we did to Bill Cosby, if we're gonna do what we did to Harvey Weinstein and everything else, which is justified, I'm not saying that it's not, then the same thing has to happen when it comes from a person in the gay community that just happens to be a woman. Those people should not be exempt. Let's just get it right, and let's make sure that we don't that we don't hurt a person that really is innocent. That's the most important thing. We don't want to look back 10 years from now and say, oh wow, Ellen never fostered all that type of behavior that people said. It was the executive producers. So we want to get it right, that's for sure. And Princess says, yeah, now I see pics every day of the baby. Oh, that's cool. You get to see it grow up. That's awesome. Yeah, does he do any video chat with you? So before we go, let's hear one more piece of
So I can't bring my kid around. I can't pitch my segments to her. I can't, go downstairs and brief my guests when they arrive. And so everybody's telling me, you're going to get fired, you're going to get fired. And I actually addressed this to Ed. I said, am I getting fired? Because if I'm getting fired, I need to start looking for work. So for 12, not between 9 and 12 months now, that I'm already shaking every day that Friday, 5 o'clock, somebody's getting fired. Because you watch people going in and out of Ed's office on a Friday. So you go, was it you? Is it going to be me this week? So you're just walking around on eggshells.
You know, that's really funny. There's a lot of companies, and it sounds like the Ellen Show appears to be one of them, that think that if you bully your employees, they'll work harder. You know, and it doesn't work. They're thinking about when's that axe going to fall. They're thinking about when I get out of work, I need to go find a job. You know, they're probably looking through want ads when they should be working in the business. And that's not what you want your employees thinking about. You want your employees thinking about their job, whatever it may be, even if they're frying French fries in McDonald's or if they're creating Emmy award-winning shows. You want them thinking of their jobs. And there are a lot of people out there, a lot of companies. It's crazy how many companies that are out there that think that if people are afraid of their jobs, they're going to work better. Amber Unice, thank you for joining the show. Where are you from, Amber? So that's terrible. And you know, it appears, I'm not saying that it is, but it appears that Ellen's show is probably one of those shows where people were afraid of losing their jobs, and that they think that if or every employee on Friday is nervous that this day might be the day they get fired, that they're gonna work better. They're definitely don't know what they're doing, and just because they were smart enough to win Emmys doesn't mean they're smart enough to be humans. That's what it seems like to me. So I want to thank Princess for coming on the show. I want to thank Rico Chan for coming on the show. I want to thank it's Brianna for coming on the show. I want to thank I always get this name mixed up, so let me say it right. Big Little Voice Books for coming on the show. I wanted to get her opinion, but I guess she didn't have time to give her opinion. She said she was going to be in and out, so I guess she didn't have time to give her opinion about sexual bullying. But it's a real thing, and we'll touch more on sexual bullying. I'll find out where my notes are at, and we'll touch more about it. But that's going to do it for us today on this episode of Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago. Live Feed is brought to you by Traveling Tech Teacher for all your digital resources. Check out travelingtechteacher.com. Also brought to you by thebullyexposed.com, a 501c3 nonprofit organization geared at helping survivors of bullying. So let them help you. I want to show you guys a few things. Thank you for smashing that heart. I'm working on a little cartoon called Ladybug. It's just 24 seconds long, nothing big. But this is the cover for it, and I just want to show you guys that. Also, remember that we're going to have Miss Hillsborough County on the show on the 22nd. That's Saturday 22nd at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to join us. All right, be sure to join us. So that's going to do it for us. Remember that anyone can wear the crown. Anyone can be a hero, even you, Princess. So be kind to one another and have a great day. Bye, guys.